Hello, everybody. It's your boy TY checking back in of Stone Muscle. Hope everybody enjoyed their little winter, the little snowstorm that we got over here in Pennsylvania. We got buried in probably about 12 inches of snow, maybe about 14. Um, this video is another dedication. Excuse me for a second. Let me turn this TV down. I want you just to disregard the video where I'm eating and snacking on peanuts and jalapenos. I wanted to show you. I actually wanted to show you what my snack is, what my snack was for today, because, like I said, my videos are basically going to be about working out, nutrition, what I eat, and what I do throughout the day. This is part 2 of the women in my journey, and I don't want to dwell too much on why people think, or dwell too much on to keep bringing up the women in my life's names. What got me here today, and how much I respect, admire, and appreciate women. I mean, come on. I mean, these women are miracles. I mean, how do you walk around for 9 months with a baby in your belly and create life? That's a miracle. That's a miracle. So when a man sits down and realizes that, he'll learn to appreciate and respect women a little bit more, hopefully a lot more, because I think it's amazing. So let me talk about how I've come to learn what love is all about. I learned love as a teenage, my late teenage years, as a 19-year-old, while I was going out with the very lovely and beautiful Dawn. 5'9", very athletic, long black hair, looked like she could have been Dominican or Indian. Just a very beautiful woman. Beautiful soul, beautiful heart. I didn't know what love was until Dawn came into my life. And this is a shout out to all the girls that I've had relationships with and have been with for the duration of my life, because without her, I would have never have learned to love and treat a woman the way I have, or do treat women. Love is when you are over her house, spending time with her. She's cooking for you. Dawn would cook for me. She was probably about 16 years old, maybe 15. But women mature way faster, way faster than us men. And she was ahead of her time. She was far ahead, further ahead with her feelings, sensitivity, and love than I was. And I was probably 3 years her senior. So over at the house was the kind of man who trusted his daughters and his sons to hold the house down, and trusted their judgment on who they would allow into the house and what have you, whatnot. Because I would be over there all the time. And and while I was there, and after I would be there spending time with her and eating and talking, and we just getting to know each other. When it was time for me to go, she would grab my arm or grab me and stop me from going out the door. I would be right there at the door, opening up the door, ready to step out, and all of a sudden I'm getting grabbed by this strong force. and I've always been a weightlifter. I've always been into weights and eating good and just trying to take care of myself. And she would stop me right there in my tracks. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't budge. Once she put that lock on me, once she grabbed me, I would say, hey, sweetheart, what's going on? I'm ready to leave. She would hold me by the arm and not let me go anywhere. I and the kind of person I'm not going to fight her. Yeah, she would probably beat my ass at that time. Excuse me for the vulgarity, because I don't believe in cursing, because when a man curses, it means he doesn't really have the words to say what's on his mind. So it's just, I'm not into cursing, and I want kids to watch the videos that I'll be putting out, like the juvenile delinquent videos and stuff. So the love that I've never known from my younger years and later on in my life has come from Dawn. And I'd have to say Monica also. Shout out to Monica. Everybody knows who Monica is from around my neighborhood, our neighborhood, who grew up with me. She was a big part of my life also. But I think I was too young to know what love was at that age, because the only thing I had on my mind was mischief. And what I mean by mischief, like I said, I never did any robberies or any stuff like that. I'm not into stuff like that. It was just basically skipping school, getting caught smoking cigarettes in the bathroom, or stealing a bike. You know, that's what got me in trouble as a juvenile when I was 14. If you've seen my juvenile delinquent part 1. The love that Dawn had for me showed me and taught me that there is someone out there who actually loves and cares for you enough to not let you walk out that door until she's done or until we were done discussing what we wanted to discuss, or discussing what she wanted to discuss with me, and just basically letting me know that maybe I was leaving too soon. I never thought I was leaving too soon. I thought that what we talked about was, could continue to the next day, or she knew I had things to do. Like I said, I was out there running the streets. Always had cars, and was out there selling drugs and just doing really stupid stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And selling drugs. I'm not trying to put a spotlight on that, because it's a bad thing to do. And I got caught up a couple of times, many a time, to where as though I went to the penitentiary. I went to prison, and I will be discussing that later on in my videos also. That was a rough journey. And what I mean by a rough journey is just being away from my family and being away from Dawn and my friends. It's just a bad situation. And like I said, I'll be discussing it more. But a little on to the fun part on why she was so strong, even though she was 5'9", maybe 130 pounds. She was pretty solid. Dawn was pretty. She was all muscle, maybe 137, 38 pounds. Very athletic, was always winning her races, whatever race that she had as far as physical fitness tests that we had out here in Pennsylvania to test your physical strength and stamina. And when we were in gym class, we would have these things to where as though if you were if you were good enough to have or be at the top in that particular event, like pull-ups, the shuttle runs, sit-ups, the 600, the 50-yard dash, and stuff like that. Then they would put your name up on a board and have you next to those events that you topped everybody in. And she was always beating everybody and whatever event, whatever running event that she was in. That's how athletic she was. So I don't want to make it seem like that she was holding me back with just a little weak grip. No, this grip was like it was like a lock. It was like a clamp. Like you ain't going anywhere, and I wasn't going anywhere. And also, I did, I would feel bad leaving until she had her fill with me, as far as me staying in the house and being in her company and I hers. We just enjoyed each other a lot, and I'm telling we were young. But this is a shout out to Dawn. I don't want to go on too long. Oh, a shout out to her daughters also, who I used to take to McDonald's. And Dawn would be at the house. She would wait at the house, and I would take the kids to McDonald's, her two daughters. And very beautiful, very lovely daughters, too. Grew up to be very, very beautiful women. We would go to McDonald's, and I would put in a Michael Jackson cassette tape. Now this is how far I'm going back. Cassette tapes, and I would put in Michael Jackson's "Dance with Me," and I'd be singing along, and then they would start singing along with me and start laughing at the end because they thought it was funny that I was so into this song. Because I guess I think I'm a singer also. But we were just trying to have fun, and through the years, it's become a running joke every time that they've seen me or I've come over to visit Dawn. And the reason I wasn't probably the father of the kids is because I was in prison. But this is a shout out to Dawn and my aunt Barbara, my aunt Eleanor, my aunt Maxine, who we used to have talks for hours. Me and my aunt Maxine would sit in the kitchen. She would just sit there. She would be drinking her beer out there in West Oak Lane, Philadelphia. She would be drinking her beer and just teaching me how to understand and appreciate women and appreciate my life and her brother, which is my dad, my stepdad. Like I said, I don't really stepdad. Someone who's been into your life for about 47 years. I don't consider him my stepdad. He's my real dad. Um, and she would, I was such a bad kid and so hard-headed and stubborn that, like I said before in the videos, we would bump heads. And she's seen that, and everybody else seen it, and they were just pretty much telling me to respect your father because he loved me as a son, and 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 to appreciate that I do have a father in my life and someone who cares the way that he did. So shout out to my Aunt Maxine and for having those long talks with me up until I guess it was probably, I was probably about 14 years old, 15 years old. And she would just sit and have these long talks with me. And she taught me a lot. And that's why I come to respect and appreciate and admire the women in my life the way I do. Women in general, even if I don't, even a woman that I don't know, I'm always holding the doors open for women if they walk through. And come through the store, or when I'm at the door, and I'll pull a chair out for them, and and let them sit down. And I'm that kind of guy. That's right. Even the so-called tough guy that was driving around in all these cars and acting, big and bad, and selling all this stuff, you know, when it came down to women, I just had a deep appreciation and admiration for women because of on and my aunt Maxine, and I can't forget Monica also, because as a 15-year-old girl, she would sit there in the kitchen and cook meals like she was about 25, 30 years old. It was amazing, and she could cook her tail off. I mean, her and my sister. Goodness gracious, I don't even. Where do you get these spices and fry some chicken? They, everything my grandma made was excellent, and my sister picked her. But to the woman of my life, thank you very much. Thank you, Aunt Eleanor and my Aunt Barbara, for never judging me, and for all the women I just named for never judging me one time, and for never judging me and making me feel like I was appreciated and respected and loved. Thank you very much. And I will be making more videos. Sorry, I said Dawn. Dawn is the one who actually watched my videos and said, "Do me a favor, Tyrone." I said, "Yes." She said, "Stop. This is the Dawn and every other my aunts and females, Monica and Juliana. I know I didn't mention Juliana, but Juliana's a big, 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 big part of my life. Came to visit me when I was in prison, driving 2, 3 hours to come see me 4 times a month, and making me feel very, very um, uh, loved, appreciated, and just giving me the hope that that when I get out, that I can have and will have a better life just by you know um, uh, um, being a man, being a better man, and